Hello again, everyone. Saki here, and welcome back to PowerWash Simulator. And according to our notifications, we've reached our P-point cap. So we have some things to buy then for our P-points. And let's see, what kind of overalls do we want? Let's just say, yeah, the blue and the yellow. Sure, well, let's purchase and equip. Let's see, we've already got our gloves purchased. Boots. Yeah, some red boots for 25. That will work for me. Van Cosmetics, we already have a few purchased. And some furniture purchased for P-points. Oh, we needed 2,000 for that. But why not? Let's do a few more items here. Sure, we'll just spend our P-points, because I don't know, aside from cosmetics, what we're going to need, but we have the whole kit and caboodle with 700 left over, so we're not going to be out any P-points when we complete our next mission today, the Airship. And from the photo, it kind of looked like a rocket from Duck Dodgers of the 24th and a half century, but it's a Zeppelin, or at least a smaller version of. I trust you've heard about all the disgraceful scenes at the site of that Fishman statue. Way too much fuss over what is, frankly, the theft of a couple of chunks of colored glass from a very old and very poor piece of art. Naturally, I responded immediately by sending my airship to reassure the gathering crowd. Well, between you and me, we were in the area anyway, notifying any desert-dwelling outliers of my victory in the county elections. So the mayor, Jeff Jefferson, has an airship he wants us to do. He may remember our billboard work and wants us to, oh crap, this thing it's tall. All right, so for now, we won't do extension. We'll start on the top here. We'll see if we can get up to the top. So we'll be, basically walking right along the fin. Yeet. All right, cool. Our vertical stabilizer. And it's chrome. Or at least it should be. Yeah, we'll get the top of the vertical stabilizer taken care of while we're up here. And then we may need to bring the scaffolding to the sides. But at least the top is covered. Now, what I want to do is get as much of the top as I can. All right, envelope dish. Yeah, so we'll definitely take care of these things. So we'll use our pizza pan to take care of our flat surface here, and we might get away with the pizza pan on the top of the blimp itself. We will see. But to take a look at that curious collage of befoulment, Dirt Finder. We must have flown through some kind of dirt cloud. We were spotless when we took off. I'm sure you were. That doesn't have anything to do with the volcano, does it? With all that extra weight from the dirt, we were lucky to make it to the recreation grounds in one piece. Yes, indeed. Good piloting. Taking on board your weight. Factoring in all that stuff, because not realizing how heavy you are upsets your center of gravity. And your range. All that good stuff. So, yeah. It's good that he noticed. And acknowledged that extra weight. Yeah, we'll try to get right here on the dish. And then we can get to the stand. We'll go right in the crevice. Just make sure that the dish is all set. And then once we get the dish set, we can work on the stand. And then the top of the balloon. Now, I imagine getting down to the sides of the balloon are going to be our toughest goal. Once we get down to the actual cockpit area, it's almost like the sweeper van or what have you. Pretty basic box that I think we can handle. All right, so what were we not able to get from here? Edges, I would say. Yeah, the front edge, the saucer section, as it were. Let's not fall off the dirigible. Cool, so that is dish done. So it looks like it's a two-parter. So the top of the envelope dish is separate. We have a little bit there as well. I don't know if we might need to soap, or is it... Oh, it's right on the nose here. All right, cool. So that is the panel and both parts of the dish. Then we can work on the strut. Strut our stuff once it's done. Luckily, there is some space to walk around, but not to stand up, so we have to be pretty careful on our edges. But with this stainless steel, looks like the dirt is just coming off. We don't have to worry about it too awful much. Nothing caked on, thankfully. All right, so that is the strut done. Now the dish mount is also separate. We'll make sure to get right next to the balloon. There is the mount. All right, so that is the dish and the mount complete. Yeah, this is going to be... Let's widen her up a bit. Can we? So that's not good. Green. I really don't like green. It looks like yellow might be our way to go. And if we can, we'll get as much from the top down to the sides, kind of like that roof was in our last job. Just get it to where we can put something on the side or power wash it from the ground without much difficulty. And I think about halfway down should do us. We just have to make sure that everything up top is good and taken care of. A dividing panel, that's going to be dirt in the crack, as it tends to do. And I don't know if the pizza pan would be effective here. We can give it a try, I suppose. It may be slow going, but it does seem to reach down. So while it's a very careful approach, it's very thorough, which I appreciate. Yeah, we can make that work. As long as we don't overextend ourselves, both literally and figuratively. All right, so another scaffolding there. That may be the scaffold we could use to get the rest of the balloon. It'll just work in this little bit until we can't no more. All right, then we have the front that we can do. Yeah, just sort of hug the outside here. Yeah, I think that'll work well. And judging from the height of these scaffolds, we can go midway up to get what we can't from the very tippy top. And then underside, our extension will come into play. Yeah, I don't want to walk too far off and slip and fall off of this thing, so we'll just err on the side of caution. What in the Willy Wonka is that text on the side of the balloon? We will have to see. Whether it's his name or the town or vote for me, I'm the mayor, look how awesome I am. We'll just have to see. Maybe there will be some animals on the side as well. Yeah, nice. But yeah, that font definitely giving me some Wonka vibes. And who knows, maybe the mayor is a Willy Wonka type character. We'll be invited to the mayor's mansion soon and be told not to lick the wallpaper. The snozberries will not taste like snozberries. A nice color palette, though, sort of like the steel on the pink. And I don't know how effective this would actually be if we were standing on an airship, on the balloon. If we could power wash it in such a way if it would be as solid as ground, or if there'd be a little bit of a sag in the balloon standing on top of it. It's a lost art form these days. Airships. Like the Goodyear blimp still stands out these days. Been flying for, what, 110 years? Something of that nature. But like that's the one that stands out. I think like what, MetLife might have a balloon. Basically for sporting events. That's where the dirigible is coming into play. When you're not, you know, hot air balloon. And I know hot air balloons are in Flight Sim 24. And I never got Flight Sim 24 because I was waiting on some sort of confirmation that career mode, all the bugs that were being run into by players were kind of handled, that it's a valid game mode. So often I heard that, yeah, I was on a final approach after like a 4-hour flight and the game crashed, or I touched down on the runway and it says that I wasn't landed, so I didn't get paid for the job, and just a bunch of things like that. And I played the little stress test alpha that they put out a little bit before. And as far as I was concerned, oh nice, we got that section done. As far as I was concerned, it ran well. But of course, career mode was kind of like bare bones at that time. So you couldn't really test out the big long flights to see performance and whatnot. You could just basically see how the world was streamed on your particular system to see if it was something that your computer could run, with it being, you know, primarily cloud-based game. Most of the heavy lifting is done by the cloud servers. You need a very strong internet connection to stream that stuff fast enough. And I think they did finally add the ability to actually put the globe data on your hard drive. It was something like 800 gigs or something like that if you decided to download the whole world. And I had old X-Plane 7, and it came with different continent discs. So it's like if you wanted just North America, you can install just North America if you knew you weren't going to fly anywhere else, and that would really save the install size. Because back then there was no such thing as cloud streaming. Internet back then was I think it was broadband, but it wasn't as fast as it is today, that's for sure. In fact, it might have even been compatible with a 56K modem. And you don't want to be streaming live game assets on a phone line, that is for sure. It's crazy the world we're living in, being able to stream games and whatnot. And I know that's what the company really wants to do. That way they don't have to make physical copies of anything. People just stream online, and then that way when they shut them off, you really can't argue. I, for one, will not be blaming the security force for the heist of the gems. Oh, so it was you and it was your security force, huh? It's an elite unit, and how anyone got past him is beyond imagination. Also, don't we all switch off from time to time? So he called his guard an it. I'm not gonna. It is an elite group. I don't know it got by him. So already we have the the mayor calling his security detail an it. And the most precious thing in the world being guarded by one person who might have a lapse doesn't seem very safe to me. And the Louvre theft has been in the news actually just here recently. Jewels and gems and jewelry stolen from what I would think would be the most secure museum or art gallery, what have you, on the planet. Well, I mean, the Smithsonian's got to be up there as far as security measures, national treasure. I mean, only Nick Cage is going to go in and do anything about that. Alright, so our horizontal stabilizers here, I think we can hop down and get the majority of them. I think we're not going to have to worry about falling off of that. So we can just get the top of this tail. We can also work on this satellite dish or navigation beacon, what have you. Oh, it's the stabilizer. Okay, cool. So we can definitely wash this up. And part of me wants to swap to our actual PowerWash now. See if we can widen up our stance a bit. Yeah, that's cool. Now, I didn't look at my money. We're at 4,500. So after this job, we might have enough to afford. Let's get the extension. We might have enough to afford the next level of washer, a heavier duty washer, which I'm looking forward to. Okay, get in that. Yeah, I imagine that's going to be... Can we get on this horizontal stabilizer? Yeah, take a look at that. Nice, so we got the horizontal stabilizer. If we need to go more refined, we can. But I think that'll do us. Go yellow. Yeah, a little bit more pressure. And we already got the top of our vertical... Dang it! We already got the top of our vertical stabilizer, so all we have to do is come back on this other side. And yeet! Not exactly safe, but we good. We'll make sure we get in there as much as we can. Very shiny. I imagine this thing's going to look pretty baller once we get this all taken care of. Alright, vertical stabilizer, good. That was nice and lenient on the tolerances. And while we're here, we'll get everything down to the horizontal stabilizer. That way we kind of have a rough estimate. And that should be about halfway down, which will allow us to bring the scaffolding over and take care of everything like that. Yeah, it's definitely a job where we're going to have to move that scaffold, but let's go ahead and get the... Oh, that's... Yeah, that wasn't good at all. We need the green. Let's get the horizontal stabilizer top. The sides we could probably get from the scaffold. Bottoms we might get from a pressure wash from the ground. We will see if our high pressure extension can reach up here from the ground. Probably not, if I had to say. But yeah, the stainless steel luckily repels dirt once you hit it. I was a little bit nervous about the cloth of the balloon, but it did indeed look like most of that came off. Alright, so that's horizontal stabilizer top, and with the tolerances pretty wide, I think we're okay. Yeah, we can kind of get right alongside there, but not the whole kit and caboodle. We'll have to remember to come back on that, probably from the scaffold. Crap! Well, no time like the present. No, that's not... We'd have to use the red to be effective, which we could do. Or we could just bring the scaffold over and hit it with something a little bit stronger. I want to get the the pilot side of the pink right there done, down to the horizontal stabilizer at least. There we go, something like that. Get down to the edge. Yeah, I was going to say, we might get that side. It's almost like a football or a hand egg if you're outside the United States. It has its seams right there, and each seam is a different part of the balloon. Yeah, that back we're going to have to get from the scaffold, but we can get all the way up to the horizontal stabilizer about midway. Yeah, about midway down the center. Make sure we get the ring. And not be told 7 days to live, because that's the worst kind of ring. Yeah, $1 for the hinge. Now we can go to McDonald's and get some chicken nuggets by blasting that hinge. Nah, probably not these days, huh? I miss the dollar menu. All right, let's go wider up. Yeah, we could hit it with a green. Yeah, easy green. It may not be easy being green, but green is easy to use on stainless steel. Cool. So then all we have to do is the back, or the sides and the bottom, but everything up top is good. I see you. You're not going to play cheeky with me. All right, so we did not do the front, actually. So we can come back and get the nose taken care of. See if there's another part of the pink area that we can punch. All right, cool. In we go. Can't stand up? Yep. Now with that dish right above us. All right, so from here, dang inconvenient dish. We'll make do, though. All right, inconvenient dish won't be pestering us anymore. All right, grab the ring. As much as we can do. Yeah, right alongside. That should be a nice lead into our stuff from the side. Looking at that, just holding it there. Getting quite a bit from this angle. That should help us out quite a bit. I like it. And get some of the, yeah, the ring section that we didn't see before. All right. Actually did some decent work there. Very precarious work, standing on the edge like that, but we got it. All right, cool. Let's get around this dish. All right, then the nose. We should be able to get most of the nose. I would like to think. Oh, and there's an anchor point that is separate. That gold wrapped around the nose is the anchor. And of course, that's going to be very inconvenient to make sure all its bits and bobs are taken care of. But we will do our best from the top. Make sure we hit it as best we can. And this should complete the very tippy top of our balloon, or the mayor's balloon, as it were. Yeah, so I imagine we'll have to bring the scaffold to the front so we could hit most of that head on. Cool. So now what I think we will do is hit up this backside. Since the scaffold is already here, we could scaffold maybe from the next level down. Alright, so yellow can hit it, but it doesn't clean it. Red can hit it. Alright, tail cap outer still needs work. Alright, tail cap outer is good. Let's go ahead and hit the fins, our horizontal stabilizers. Alright, so that's that. Now we need the far side. Horizontal stabilizer here gets taken care of. We'll have to move the scaffold to that side. And yeah, let's go ahead and hit the horizontal stabilizer, or the vertical stabilizer down here as best we can. At least get this edged. And I think the ladder, just the basic ladder, should help us take care of that. So that's backside there. We have a step ladder we can try to use. Let's put that under here and see if we can use the yellow. Yeah, we can yellow from here. Outstanding. So just getting a little bit closer. It's almost like they designed it that way. Alright, a little bit less effective on the far end. We'll have to either move the ladder or go red. We can get at least most of it taken care of. There's the hinge. Yeah, let's move this about as under as we can. Right, other hinge good. Run right along the stabilizer. And hopefully the tolerance is pretty high on this. Okay, that was the aileron. Or would that, I guess, be a flap since this thing doesn't roll? Okay, so I think all we need now is the front edge, right? So if we can get tricksy with the red and just hit this leading edge to its point where it likes it, the tolerance. Hoping for a low tolerance here. Help me out, tolerances. Just like that. Outstanding. I think we can hit this other the same way. And then that'll be one less thing for us to have to deal with. Because I think the other vertical stabilizer is good. Very hard to hit the edge on a turn. Stainless steel, though. I do appreciate how easy that is to clean. Alright, so now all I think we need is the front edge. Yes, indeed. Let's go red, hope for some good tolerance. And then we can work on this other. Yeah, that's nice. We can work on this other stabilizer while we're here. Just get this whole backside taken care of. feel better with the yellow. Feels like the yellow does some work. All right, hinges are good. Then we just need the front edge, and then we can do the other side. Yep, so good. Yep, I like that. Cool. Can we? Do we even need the ladder? No, that extension's coming through for us. How soon can you get to fumarole, boss? Either this seized up cement mixer comes unstuck or I do. Oh, a cement mixer next time. So another vehicle. Definitely not as big as an airship by any stretch of the imagination. And I wouldn't exactly call it, you know, a pallet cleanser, because a cement mixer is, you know, still pretty sizable. All right, so let's head over here. Get as close as we can. Something like that would put us right off the nose. Oops. Yeah, maybe I should actually use the stairs. And it's the wrong side, but we'll make do. Yeah, I've got a feeling that anchor point is going to pose quite a challenge to get all of that stuff taken care of. And then my goal is to get as much done from up here that we only need like the basic ladder to take care of that. Yeah, luckily we have a pretty good range, and we got a lot from the actual top. All right, can we go to the backside? Yes, we can indeed. Yeah, we could green up here since we're so close. And I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth, but nothing needed to be soaked so far. Which, I guess it makes sense if he did indeed go through a cloud. Nothing would be really caked on. Left there for years and years and years and, you know, smashed in like a smash burger. All right, got that taken care of. Let's move our scaffold one more again. And be sure to rotate it the proper way, that we have an open platform to spray with. I think something like that should be good. Yeah, we'll go up one more again. Hopefully we didn't miss that ring going too far over. Let's go yellow. Ring should be fine. I think we're able to get in those edges as we can. All right, so now we'll get to see what in the Willy Wonka is going on the side of this thing. And I imagine we're spraying the cockpit a little bit. But the key is just to get low enough that we don't need any help climbing up when it's all said and done. Is his face going to be on here? Maybe the crest of the town is on here, perhaps? Maybe that's his family coat of arms, the kitty cat. Maybe that's Ulysses. Which, if Ulysses goes on a trip, and that's what I said when I first met Ulysses is do not go on any trips. You aren't going to be back anytime soon, my cat. Oh, we have some Roman numerals there. Oh, because he is the 13th, Jeff Jefferson. So is that his personal coat of arms instead of a family coat of arms, I wonder? Could be. Yeah, I think we'll have to scooch over one more time. I can't tell if that is stuff that needs to be soaked or if that was just sort of water running off. Oh, we can get right there in the edge with this. That's what I like to see. So we'll keep this entire side panel covered. Nice. Then all we need is the chrome side. And then that will be the port side of the balloon. And then we'll just repeat for starboard side. And I flipped the dang thing wrong. Tell you what. Well, it is safer this way. That we have railing to protect us, but doesn't help the mobility. Not the nobility, the mobility. Yeah, make sure the ring is good. It'll be good to see those rings pop in their entirety whenever we work our way all the way around, because I imagine we have to finish them from the bottom when we get to the cockpit area. Let's just not leave any stone unturned while we're up here. And I think we can actually go down one level still on this scaffold and hit up some of that we can't see from up here. Let's give that an old college try. Yeah, so we can work our way, actually, yeah, from here. We may be able to hit this stuff from the ground, though, so it's not too taxing. Oh, hello. Valve. Very, very cheeky. I think this is really... Let's see what we got. Because if we can hit up this stuff from the ground... Alright, so we'll need to hit the pink up from the scaffold. But we can definitely make a case for being down here with the extension. How about here? Yeah, we can hit that up. Yep, not too perplexed about that. So one more shift. Put this right in the back corner. Hello, trees. That's the bad thing about such a tall scaffold. Is trying to fit it to where we're not hitting anything. But I think we'll be good here. Yeah, get under the railing. Yeah, we may have to go red right on that back, unfortunately. It's just at a funny angle. Right, cool. So that was that side and the valve completely done. Let's shift red. Do a red shift, blue shift. Alright, so then all we have left is that envelope tail. And I don't know if that's on the other side, but that envelope tail is almost done. Then down here is a completely separate envelope tail. I know we're good from the top, so it's gotta be from the other side. Alright, so let's scooch this scaffold over. We'll work from front to back one more again. And yeah, the open bits are facing the airship this time. So we didn't get confused about that. Yeah, we'll go up one more. Then all we'll have to do is work from the very bottom. That's what I like to see. So that top bit was now good. So we should see top bit and side bits click off if we have done our job correctly. So envelope nose panel, envelope ring. Yeah, so the top, there we go. I was going to say the top panel's good. The anchor point, I would say, is from the bottom. So all those extra ones that are down on the bottom we can't do. Whoop! Crap. Walk forward too much. All right, we'll give her a shift to the chrome side. And we'll just go section by section. Because in a perfect world, we'll see each section ding on this quadrant. And then that would just leave the lower quadrants to do, which we are going to get when we get the cockpit and engines and all that other stuff. Scooch on over there. Don't leave anything behind. Make sure that the ring is fully gotten in the crevices. Yeah, making good work on this side panel. And we can actually go down one floor, I think, and continue working right along this side. I just want to see this section ding before I move on to the next pink section. Yeah, that ring, I bet, is going to be very inconvenient with that little bit. Yeah, let's go red. There we go. At least get the very edge. Side panel almost good. Then we have the valve to get as well. Yeah, I think we're right on the edge of that extension. All right, and this is a whole nother panel entirely. One thing I think we can all agree on is that the statue's practically worthless now. So there's 0 point in a security force hanging around. I mean, yeah, you could say that. Tell you something else, I won't miss paying to get that darn statue cleaned every single day. Oh, so you had it clean, huh? Speaking of which, we'll make sure to hit... Yeah, because this is a whole new panel. The underside panel is completely new. All right, so that's the valve. And I don't know where the last little bit of dirt is on that side panel. Part of me wants to just hop on over. Yeah. Did we? Nope. All right, one more again. We almost got it. We'll run and jump this time. I think I saw it. There's a little bit of dirt right here. At least I thought. Oh, looks like bird droppings or something. And the envelope top panel isn't done either. This might be a job for soap, and this side panel ain't done either. Oh, crap. All right. Show yourself. Anything that this stuff sticks to will need to be policed up. And the funny part is, I don't see any. Well, I mean, there's some right there. Okay, so there's a few spots there. And then right there in the crevice where I thought. Got a side panel I'm not too sure of. We might have to soap from the scaffold. And this, oh man. We're not close enough. I think I see it. That stuff right over there. Right up front, maybe? And there's things floating in the air, too, that's throwing me off. Alright, so that's top. And good. Side panel. Where are you? Really inconvenient, man. There we go. Cool, so we got the side panel. And then this side panel still actually has work to do. We'll find it. Oh, yeah, I see it. That'll do. How far down does the side panel go? So that's underside panel. This is side panel. Yeah, so all this counts. There we go. Cool. Thought we got it. All right, so now that's top panel, side panel, undersides to be done. Let's hit up the pink. Probably one more. We'll hit it from the tippy top. So the envelope side panel. And this side should be fairly easy as well. We might have to go one level below. But kind of like last time, I think we've got a good approach. Hello, Kitty. Maybe one more run. All right, let's go down one level. Yeah, that groove of the ring is always a highlight for me to hit. Just make sure that entire ring is completely clean. Oop. And I think we can go down one more level as well. I think the ground floor stuff, once we get to the ground, we'll really start moving. Making up time. Instead of having to shift levels. Alright, down one more again. Hit that ring. And I'm not sure where the transition is from the envelope side to the envelope bottom. But we'll know it when we find it. By getting that ring. Leave nothing to chance there. We almost got an arch going. Goes up, goes down, like the setting sun. Rises and falls. Yeah, that little crevice. All right, so this is underside, this is side, so we can see pretty much the line of debarkation. So I'm not sure where the dirt will be, but that line right there, everything above that is the side panel. Let's actually go red. See if we might get lucky and hit it. It might be hidden in the cat, or it might be way up top, like on the balloon itself. Now we could always soap and just see if anything hits. Alright, so that's top, that's side. So we have our borders. And I mean, it may be a thing even where it is the border. Let's just make sure the border is clean. And a yeet. Yeah, I don't see anything too obvious here. Let's soap it. See if anything sticks. I'm not seeing any stickage. Maybe a little bit above the cat. Alright, it's got to be from cat below. Oh! Precarious. There we go. Oh, there we go. So we got a little bit of that. Yeah, our soap range is not good with an extension. Crap. Let's get pretty well right on it. Because last time we could see the grody bits still left behind. Okay, there's a few more grody bits. Got those taken care of. Anything on the cat? Or in the coat of arms? Okay, I see it, I see it. Alright, this has me perplexed. Oh, there it is. Let me try to... So that was the ring. We might have got a little bit of the side panel. But I don't see anything blatant. Anything sticking? No, it doesn't look like. Oh. There's some. Oh. I bet that's some right there. Yeah, look at that. Cool. Alright, so now we'll shift on over to the last little bit, the chrome section here. Now, did we get the top chrome section done? I believe we did. So that's still side panel. And that's top panel done. All right. So we are here. We're large and in charge. We can take care of this side panel fairly quickly, I would say. And luckily with the chrome, that dirt was standing out last time. So it won't take long at all for us to see that. All right, side panel, continuing on. It's pretty caked on, but we've got you. That kind of looks like bird droppings a little bit that's been left behind. And I think in these little cracks, there might be some hiding places for dirt as well. All right, side panel coming down. That's what we like to see. Ideally, we'll get a ding when we get to the bottom. We'll find where the connecting line is. A little bit of dirt left over. You can see it from that angle. All right, still on the side panel. So this section, we got a little bit of soap there to help us. This section is still side panel. And then the next section might be underside. Yeah, so there's underside. So that's side panel done. All right. Yeah, we might not have to move this. Let's see if we can get to it without moving it. Because we do have... Ooh. I mean, that's really close. We'll see. Now, the whole tail section might be one big section. So we might not be able to see the fruits of our labor until we, you know, wrap around the whole thing. All right. Can we reach up to the bottom? We can indeed. A ladder might help us out, and we have one, like literally right here. We're actually working on it. All right, grab that ring. Yeah, the ring is almost done. And once again, this pink section might pose us a challenge on dirt that we cannot see. All right, there's the top. That fills me with hope. All right, there's envelope tail on this side. A little bit of dirt there. A little bit next to the stabilizer. Then we have, we'll bring this ladder on up. Woo! Super jump. All right. Tolerances are good. Stabilizer flap. So this tail panel needed some work. Okay, I was going to say, don't make me bring the scaffolding. All right, so that's the whole tail section done and all 4 stabilizers. So now I believe it's just a question of working the bottom sections. And with our extension, I was going to say perhaps the nose is the only thing that we might need help on. But as it gets closer to us, we'll be able to take care of that. And the anchor point did not ping. So that is something we might have to bring the scaffold to the very front. All right, so nose panel is almost done, but... And the anchor points. All right, so nose panel is good. Anchor point is not. Ring is good. So really the only thing we need now is that anchor point. And if we can Oh, it's got to be tough, man. Hit each one of these. Hopefully the water will splash where it needs to. Because I think I hit the top. Alright, so that was that nose panel done. Still working on the anchor. There's the anchor. Good, 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 good. Alright, so now we can get underside. Then we'll make sure that each panel is good. Alright, so let's work on, a big old camera dome. And it's tough to see that dirt in that water reflection, but we'll get it. Alright. Work on that dome. Cool. Camera is good. Alright, question. Okay, so that was drawing. I was going to say, what was that thing? But we are good. So now I think we are just side by side. We might be able to go green as well. Yeah. Now that this is getting right in our face. And it may be a thing where we don't need the extension anymore. We'll keep it on because of the pressure it's given us. And then definitely the cockpit, we can take the extension off. All right, underside panel coming to fruition. And we'll go right up to the ring. All right, I'm going to have to look and see how all of that mess is. Like, is that... All right, so the cockpit, we're going to need the ladder to get to the roof on. All right, will this be good enough for the underside panel? Not yet. There. Cool, so underside panel's done. The ring is not. So yeah, probably this backside, I would say. All right, ring is good. Let's get right there in the crevasse. And this may be a thing where we have to climb up a little bit to get the balloon right above the cockpit. That looks like a bit of a hiding spot. All right, so the envelope side panel is not done. So just like last time, it's going to be really tricksy to hit something on this pink side that is not good. All right, luckily our scaffold is still here. We can get up there and see if we can see anything blatantly apparent. If we knew how to use stairs, of course. All right, looking. So that looks precarious. I don't know. Let's soap and see if anything stands out from our soap hit. Oh, there's some stuck on dirt. Cool. That's what I needed from you. All right, so what we'll do... Yeah, it looks like this is a good elevation for us to hit what we need to. to get right above the cockpit. The envelope seal. All right, underside panel. Maybe a little bit of red in those corners. And that looks like that needed soap if I had to make a guess. Yeah, let's bring the ladder over. Because I'm guessing... yeah, the envelope seal needs to be done. Then we can hit up the underside panel. Get the ring taken care of. And this is a small section. It shouldn't take much to find, yeah, the last offending bit. All right, we'll keep our ladder on standby, but I don't think we need it. It looks like this chrome section will be easy to separate out. Now with this engine here, it might be a little bit difficult. We would definitely have to bring a ladder to that backside. Our ring is done. That's what I like to see. Yeah, we'll use our freeze in place here. Very handy in an instant like this. And yeah, this underside panel got hit pretty heavy. And that ring is giving us a little bit of a bad time. Let's go yellow. DG, what are you doing hosing down an airship in the middle of my recreation grounds? Please take care not to spray any flex back into the bandstand. We can't afford any dirtification this close to the festival. Yeah, don't make me do a job twice, please. I already cleaned the bandstand. All right, ring is good. And it shouldn't take too awful much to get this underside complete. Good tolerances, please. Good tolerances, please. Nice. All right, so all that's left then is this pink side down. Let's grab this regular ladder. Helped us out tremendously on this other side. Because we got to get right above that cockpit. The envelope seal. All right, so yeah, that's what I figured, not as clean as it needs to be. But I think that is what we need to get from the ladder. We can go up a little bit more. Yeah, I learned I don't like these pink sections of how easy the dirt is to hide. Or the little remaining flecks of bird crap. Maybe here. We'll widen her up a bit. There we go. Awesome. So I think that is the balloon and every ring done. Now it's just a matter of working cockpit down. All right, gondola, side body, gondola door. We'll keep the ladders handy. All right, envelope seal is actually, oh yeah, that. I could see that. So it probably wouldn't hurt to take our ladder around the whole edge. All right, that's the envelope seal done. And we'll make sure we bring our ladder around the whole top edge of the gondola. And then we hope that the tolerances are good on this gondola too. With it being stainless steel, I think it should be okay. Yeah, and I think we actually got all the way up in there. The engines are gonna make this a little bit difficult. So we could work from the front to the back. So let's work on that then. Front to back. And that way we can take care of the engines, and then last but not least, the landing gear. We will see if the window needs any extra attention. No, it does not. All right, gondola front body. Let's take off our extension now. Behind here. So that's gondola underside. We need gondola front body. Which I thought we got up top. Yeah, because that's gondola side body. Ladder. Aha. Yep. So gondola front body good. Front window good. Front panel good. We'll continue keeping on with the side. And then we will uncover the frame down there as we go. And luckily the windows are cooperating pretty well. Yeah, the hard part is definitely over. This is almost like our pizza pan sidewalk pressure washing for sure. But I'm looking forward to getting that higher tier power washer as well, the heavier duty. Can't wait to see what that's all about. Oh, I see you. Window good. Side body continues. Yeah, so the gondola side body is a massive honking piece. Lots of windows and panels attached to it. What's going to suck is getting the back side of that golden frame. Because we'll have to kind of get it from the bottom. Because we can get the front of it nice and clean. But yeah, it's going to be a bit of a challenge. Alright, side body done. The frame, probably everything on the inside is grody. But we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Yeah, I can almost see my reflection. Can we see our reflection? I mentioned that in the bathroom episode, episode 2 or whatever that was. We're like, yeah, you don't want to render in real time in mirrors too awful much. It's taxing on the graphics. All right, frame's good. Working on the doors, hopefully. This window is behaving, which it seems to be. Double dang. Yeah, imagine that handle. Yeah, the grab handle is a little bit. There we go. I knew we had to come from multiple sides on that one. So imagine what this will be is the back panel, then we do the engines. And then we come do the golden frame. Then we can do the underside and then finally the landing gear. Two hands. It's almost like they were trying to push this airship. Nice. Can we go green? Yeah, looks like we can kind of go green a bit. All right, so that's that. Let's work on the gondola rear body. With these inconveniently placed engine nacelles. This might be a thing where we have to get the ladder so that we can see. Okay, so that's engine mounts. That's not the gondola body. Let's make sure gondola body is good before we work on engine mounts. Right alongside. All right, the rear vent is good there. Do we have a rear vent over here we need? Yeah. Pop the rear vent. There we go. Yeah, we could use a step ladder. Something like this so we can get... There we go. Gondola rear body, good. Right, top of the engine mount. We won't do the engines just yet. So that's engine mount side. Another engine mount top. Yeah, so these are two separate engine mount tops. All right, got that. Engine mount underside, so when we do the whole undercarriage, we'll do that. Hello, engine mount top. You want to be more difficult than the other side? Yep, you're right there. Cool. All right, so engine mount side will go from nacelle to nacelle. All right, side is good. All right, let's work on these engine nacelles then. Get on the top maybe. Just because we have it here. So engine top panel, engine cowling. Navigation lights, probably. Yeet! This is one of those things where I think the pizza pan would actually do pretty well at. Alright, so now that should be everything on the top good. He lied. But as far as the backside, nope. Okay, but it's visible. We can handle that. All right, in the back, in the turbine. Cool, got that. Cowling. And then we'll have the underside of the cowling to do as well. Side panel. All right, low crawl. All right, that's the nose. Got that. Around the edge. Oh, the backside needs some attention. There's that. Whoop, nope, don't go up the ladder. All right, so engine turbine is good. Engine cowling. Cool, so got that and got that. I think that's engine done. Except the light. Yeah, I knew the light was going to be separate. All right, let's split the engine in half. Let's break out the pizza pan. Help us out a bit. So that took care of the light. That's good. That's the top panel done. So hopefully that's taking care of some hard-to-reach places up top. We could just finish up now. I kind of see some on that edge. Step ladder. I think we're good as far as that top is concerned. Once we go around the world, we'll have a better look at it. And the front bullet here. That'll get some on the underside. So got that, got that, got that. And the only thing left, I think, will be the bottom. Cool, got that. Got that. Got that. All right, so I think that's engine done. So that just leaves the underside and then the back of, yeah, this gondola frame. So that's what I'll work on now, since that should be fairly easy. We'll make sure the gondola frame is good, and then hit the underbelly. All this spray, it's almost like we got the underside done already, but Yeah, this should be nice and quick. Alright, so that's frame done. Now we've got underbelly. Do we? Yeah, it's almost like we can run our pizza pan now on this outside edge. I don't know how effective it is, but it looks to be doing a pretty good job. We just got to do a few laps around the underside. And we have this underside as well. Now we might actually need to get our washer for this engine, for the engine nacelles. We'll do engine mount underside separate. Since it is right here, it's a smaller piece. We can't really use our pizza pan on it. There we go. Cool, so that's engine mount underside. Pizza pan that. Then we're kind of right behind the landing gear. Yeah, pizza panning upside down is definitely the way to go. And then this will complete underside. Alright, so then it's just landing gear, tires, and side windows. Fascinating enough. Alright, so we'll do a loop around the landing gear. Get on the back side and in the mount. And on the top. Landing gear tires as well. I don't know if a soap situation will be called for, but it probably couldn't hurt. Alright, so that's landing gear and tires. Alright, so they're taken care of. Back landing gears. More of the same. See if we can get in the mounts alongside next to the screws. Oh, we can't go by the engine? Fair. Landing gear done. Big tire on the back. Cool. Kind of hit it at these angles. Sort of at each 45 degree. That way we have a good look at the object. At least the object's hidden areas. There we go. And we'll just need to get tires. Alright, gondola side window. So it must be on the other side. This will be the last thing we do. Oh, yeah, right there in the corner. A little bit up top. Oh, and the other side window. Yeah, I see it now. All right. Job complete, $200. Or an extra $200. We're at 5,300 now. Let's take a look at our progress. Yeah, definitely the top was meticulous. We spent a little bit extra time trying to find the last remaining bits. But once we got down to the gondola, that's awesome. Excellent work, Dirt Finder. Next stop for my airship, the wonderful industrial town of Fumarole, to kick off my tour of the county. To be honest, I'll be glad to get that one out of the way. They love me there, of course, but they're very in your face, which is why I'll be remaining 4,000 feet up. And don't think I've forgotten about my cat. You'll be hearing from my lawyers, CCMJJ13. All right, cool. So we shall go to our home base. We should have a dirigible in our trophy case now. Right there, top and center, the Airship free play. And one more mission. Next up, the cement mixer. Like so, it's a $400 job. So pretty quick. But at $5,300, do we have the means? Now, if we sold our medium duty Prime Vista and the attachments that we bought, we can indeed get a heavy duty. We need another 1,000 for the super extension. We can make do without the turbo nozzle. $750 for the soap, but we do have... Oh no, we don't have soap in... I thought we had soap in our other one. Yeah, so we have soap in this one if need be. So if we were to sell our Prime Vista medium duty for 1,000, that would put us at $6,350. Sell those 7,000 or so. So for 7,000, 5, 6, we would have enough. All right, cool. So Prime Vista, purchase, sell, and then would you like to sell all related accessories for $950? Yes, $7,300. Then we head to our heavy duties. The Prime Vista 3000 with the extension and the soap nozzle. All right, cool. And then we will equip, excuse me. Yeah, the Prime Vista, not the 300, but the Prime Vista 3000. There we go. So now we have our soap, we have our super extender, pretty good nozzles. So I think this will be a pretty good washer to test on this cement mixer next time, everyone. But like, share, and subscribe if you are so bold. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next PowerWash Simulator video. Take care.